Hi, I'm Sarah Foster of Foster's Market in Durham and Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and today we're here in my home making whole roasted smart chicken. I love this chicken, one, because it's just the perfect size, and it's great if you're entertaining for a small group. And this one is really great because it has a nice mixture of spices on it. I have cinnamon, allspice, black pepper, a little bit of cayenne, and sea salt. So you want to start with your chicken. Make sure you rinse it inside and out. We're going to stuff it under the skin with whole sage leaves. And what the sage leaves is going to do is it's going to give it really great flavor. But first you want to loosen the skin of the chicken so you can get the sage leaves under there. And you just do that by gently lifting the skin from both ends. You go from the neck end and the end from the cavity and just loosen the skin, trying not to tear it. And we're going to stuff the sage leaves right under it. And you'll see not only does it give it flavor, but it gives it a beautiful color and pattern once the chicken is roasted. So 3 to 4 sage leaves under each side, depending on how large they are. And just tuck them under the skin and try to get them nice and flat so they look really pretty once they're roasted. And we'll just put another one under here on this side and the same on this side. And then also where the leg meets the breast, you want to loosen the skin here and just tuck 2 or 3 little leaves down in those joints as well, and that's going to flavor the legs really nicely. And then you want to take an onion and cut it into halves or quarters and stuff the inside cavity of the chicken with the onion and the apple. The same with the apple. And this is going to lift your bird, make it nice and plump. It's also going to give a lot of flavor once it starts cooking. That sweetness of the apple and the onion is going to kind of roast into the chicken. And if you have any extra herb leaves, you can push those in the cavity as well. And then these we'll put on the outside and they'll roast in the roasting pan. And you just want to tie the legs up together so that it cooks nice and evenly. Just give that a quick little tie. You can use kitchen twine for this. Just make sure you use a string that's not going to burn in the oven. And your oven's going to be 350 degrees preheated. And before I put my seasoning on, I like to go in and put it in the roasting pan, because in that way, if you spill some, all that flavor will be already in your pan. So you just want to take the seasoning and rub it all over the chicken very evenly. So this is a mixture of allspice, cinnamon, black pepper, and sea salt. And make sure you get it nice and evenly. And you can actually kind of massage it into the bird. And all that flavor is going to go into the bird. Make sure you get the thighs and the back as well. Oh, I can just smell the allspice and the cinnamon. It already smells so great. So these can go right in the pan, and they'll get nice and roasted as well. And you could put a few extra sage leaves in the pan if you like, just to give your broth some nice sagey flavor. And then we're going to take a cup of apple juice and about 1/2 cup of white wine. The key with wine when you're cooking is don't use your best wine, but use definitely a wine that you would drink. You want it to be really good. The key to making this chicken really nice and crisp and also moist is the size of the pan that you use. You want to use a pan that doesn't have too high of sides or too low of sides. And these pans with about a 2 or 3 inch side are perfect. And what this pan will allow you to do is the chicken's going to get nice and crispy on the top, and you're going to have plenty of pan juices in the bottom of it so that you can baste the chicken while it's cooking. And this can go right in a 350 degree oven for about 1.5 hours. The other key thing you want to remember while you're baking the chicken is to baste it occasionally, about every 20 or 30 minutes. It's going to come out nice and moist and really juicy. So you can see what wonderful color the spices have given the chicken. And one really important step is to continue to baste the chicken. You want to baste it with the pan juices about every 20 or 30 minutes. And this is going to keep the chicken really nice and moist. And one of the things I love about using Smart Chicken is they are just the perfect size. They're not too big, they're not too small, they're just usually somewhere around 3.5 to 4 pounds, so they're perfect for roasting. The chicken's been cooking for about an hour and a half now. So you just want to take it out and give it one final basting and check for doneness. And the best way to do that, if you don't have an instant read thermometer, is just stick a paring knife in the thickest part of the thigh, which is kind of right where the thigh meets the breast, and you just give it a nice press and you'll see that the juices run nice and clear, and then you'll know that it's done. If you have an instant read thermometer, then it should read 165 degrees in the thickest part of the thigh. Our spiced chicken is just perfect. You can see what wonderful color it has on it. It has that deep golden color, but yet it's going to be nice and moist in the center because the Smart Chicken is the perfect size. It's not too big, not too small, and it's the perfect when you're entertaining for a small group. And you can see how wonderful and caramelized our onions and apples have gotten. They're going to add great flavor to this, and those wonderful sage leaves under the skin are going to make it really, really nice and flavorful. So enjoy and have fun cooking.